What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Where Is This Going? A couple things before we get the episode started. We have Demented Peach on the show today, John Batch and his fiance, Demitria. We did, however, have some developments after this episode was recorded. The open mics that they are doing with Demented Peach on Mondays at Easttown Sports Bar is now bi-weekly instead of weekly. So where you would have seen me tonight at Easttown Sports Bar, you may see me next Monday at Easttown Sports Bar. Yet to be confirmed for myself, but the mic will be there. And yeah, that's really the only change that I had to address. But yeah, so you can catch the Demented Peach open mic every other Monday. So that's the next one is the 21st at the Easttown Sports Bar. And yeah, if you want to see me doing comedy this week, I'm going to try to get a spot at Fulton Street Pub tonight. But even if I don't, you should still check out that great show, Monday Comedy Mania. Tomorrow night at Tip Top, there's a live podcast recording for Speaking Out Proud, Kean Straub and Sydney Smith's podcast. I will be a part of that. That starts at 9 o'clock. And before that, over in East Lansing at Ellison Brewing, the LOL show hosted by Elena Bamfield and Trevor Tress, I believe. At 8 o'clock in East Lansing, I will be there as well. Then jetting over to Grand Rapids. And Wednesday, I will be at River City North. Show starts at 9 o'clock. That's River City, or not River City North, my bad. River City Saloon. Over on Leonard in Grand Rapids. Show starts at 9. And then nothing for me on Thursday, but you can come down to Parrots Lounge for Comedy Night at Parrots Lounge, where we have a show every Thursday in Holland. Friday, I will be at Comic Strip Live at 9 o'clock in New York. Saturday at 6 o'clock, I'll be at the Broadway Comedy Club. And at 8 o'clock, I will be at St. Mark's Comedy Club in the Village. So check it out. Let me know if you want to see me. Hit me up. Enjoy the episode, please. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Where Is This Going, or for your first episode of Where Is This Going. I'm your host, Hunter Miles, and this is, like I said, Where Is This Going, a podcast about artists you may not know yet, but hopefully will soon grow to appreciate at the very least. And today, in the studio, we have two, not only artists, but I'd say promoters of artists, curators. That's really what I was trying to say. Curators of artists. We have John Batch and Demitria. Last name omitted.
Gavit.
Because I was going to say because I can't remember, but she didn't want to just let me off the hook. Demented Peach.
That'll be changing soon anyway, so we're not too worried about that.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Last name pending.
Last name pending. So we're good on that.
It's a pending transaction.
Like the housing market.
Thanks for having us on,
Dude,
Hunter. Seriously,
Thanks
this is great.
I appreciate it.
We were driving up here to the studio, which by the way is absolutely fucking dope. I love it.
Yeah, Jackie does an amazing job here.
Really
this
cool.
is all her place, and somehow it's
Yeah.
it speaks that it's beautiful in here.
Yeah. By the way, can I curse? Is that all right?
All right,
yeah. Because I was gonna fucking curse anyway. So
I was
anyway,
you're fucked now.
But no, we were driving up here, and you know, Demi was just asking me, you know, like how long does it normally go, that sort of thing. I said, well, the podcast lasts about 60 minutes or so from what I've listened to so far. But
from what I've experienced,
Right.
it's about 15 minutes of what I can.
Well, that's my
through.
thing. That's what I told her. I said, listen, all he's gonna need is about 15 to 20 minutes anyway, with all the ads that he has.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, you know.
Excuse me for having support, though it is dwindling. No, I know. And those are notes that I've been taking to heart and just letting them go because I don't care. We're getting.
Hey, the fact that you got ads, I mean,
Yeah,
to be fair, Good versus Evil never got ads.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm throwing shade on our own
that's fair.
podcast.
Our
Yeah.
podcast that I had with my friend previously, we never got to the point of getting sponsorships. So
Was he previously your friend or the podcast? Was previous?
I know you're talking about David like past tense.
Right.
Like,
Like, he also passed.
no, he's here. He's
Yes, not
he-
literally here,
yeah,
thankfully.
He's here with us in spirit. I mean, he's still alive. Come on.
But he goes everywhere with me.
Right.
If you haven't yet, check out David and John's old podcast now, it sounds like.
Good versus Evil.
Yes.
Still, the website is up, goodevilpodcast.com. You can check that out.
Yeah.
All of our archived information there.
Mm-hmm.
But Demented Peach, we're very happy to be here and represent and talk about.
Yes, and I'm very happy to have you guys here to talk about it and to be a part of what's going on. I mean, at least in the summer, we'll see if you guys drop me afterward. But if you guys don't know, Demented Peach Productions is a production. I'll let you guys explain it. What am I doing? You guys, go ahead.
here you go, Dan.
Yeah. So we're a West Michigan-based company, and our goal is to provide paying opportunities for comics in
Right.
the kind of the Midwest area, and specifically in Michigan, West Michigan, and to provide a space in West Michigan that is also affordable for patrons, for venue owners, things of that
Right.
nature. One of the things that we have noticed, and the genesis of this really started probably about a year ago.
Really, when COVID hit.
Yeah.
When COVID hit.
When COVID hit.
When all of us started, like,
taking into account what is actually going on with our lives. Yeah.
And a lot of us look at this as a passion and
Right.
what we want to do as a career, but fiscally it has not been
It's very
feasible.
difficult.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we started talking about was how much talent there is, both in Michigan in general, but even specifically here in the West Michigan
Right.
area, that for whatever reason, because we're not Chicago or New York or LA,
Yeah. Or even
Even
Detroit.
Even
has-
Detroit.
Detroit.
there are the opportunities for paid work is very slim if there's any. We
Yeah.
we have a club here, a professional club in Grand Rapids that exists, but it doesn't do a lot for the local community.
Right.
Right.
No,
For the
none of
local-
us are going to get booked there
Right.
through any merit of our own,
Right.
no matter how
We-
great the merit.
We
Right.
just felt like there was such a gap. Like you were either doing just a shit ton of open mics for
Yeah.
free and just spending all of your time doing these open mics or,
Right,
one-off
right,
showcases
right,
or whatever.
exactly.
And maybe if you're lucky, you got paid for the one-off showcases.
Mm-hmm.
Or a funny business or some other like company like saw you and
Yeah.
was like, okay, yeah, like you're big enough now to go to that level.
Exactly.
And there was nothing
No
nothing
in-between.
in between.
Mhm.
Like nothing in between. So that was kind of the whole like conceptualization initially, like what's the in between?
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody described us this way the other day, and I think this is really a key to what we are trying to be, which is basically we want to be the minor leagues. We want to be the West Michigan Whitecaps
Right.
to the Detroit Tigers. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's the only thing Grand Rapids is good for. It's passing through.
Well, but
Develop your talent here.
develop your talent. We don't. We love you, Hunter. We think you're a great comic, but we want to be able to give you opportunities to grow and be paid for your work. But then when you get big enough to not be working with us anymore, we want to see you. Yeah, there's no hard feelings at that point.
Right. The Whitecaps don't expect to keep Jason Verlander,
Right.
Justin Verlander. God damn it. I don't even like sports. Why'd I try? I'll go Brandon Inge. His name's easy.
There you
But
go.
they don't expect to keep him forever. They
Right.
know he's just working his way up
Right.
until, yeah.
But at the same time, how affordable is it to go to a Tigers game? Honestly, you
Yeah.
know what I mean. You're
Pretty
paying
expensive.
30, 40, $50 a ticket for the cheap seats.
Exactly.
So I mean, using that analogy, in other words, that we can bring people who are just as good as, if not more talented in some cases,
Right.
than the big names that are coming through to the big name clubs and places like
Right.
that.
Just lacking that big name.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
You're
the
not
exposure.
You don't have that exposure yet. So we want to be able to bring that. And then the other thing that really, frankly, kind of has pissed me off in the last year in watching things is seeing how many times there would be showcases, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
that are free to get in,
Right.
that if they're paying their performers anything, it's peanuts.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
maybe a free drink, but
Right.
Right.
maybe a tip jar at the end. That's been the extent, and not very common
Right.
either. Yeah.
If you're doing anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes at a showcase, you deserve to get paid at that point.
Right.
And number one. Number two, you are devaluing your work by promoting a free showcase.
Right.
I understand why open mics are free. I get that. That's where you're working out your new material. That's
Exactly.
Where right. We've all been there.
No one should pay to see me eat shit.
Right.
Exactly.
Open mics, you don't want to have to pay. But the fact of the matter is that what we do as comedians has value
Especially in a showcase environment.
in a showcase or higher
Where-
type environment. Right.
Where we're literally working to showcase the work that we've done,
Right.
what we've been grinding on in the open mics. Like
Right. Why you've been doing 20 of them a month.
exactly, this is where our work is, to come with at least a decent 10, or what we believe is a decent 10 to 15 minutes
Right.
that actually showcases our work. That's what a
Right.
showcase is. And so if you're not gonna show value in my work that I believe is worthy enough to, one, put myself out there to get booked on a showcase, because it is, you have to put yourself out there to be booked on a lot of showcases and things like that in Grand Rapids or in Michigan in general, and then to not get paid for it, whether you're driving an hour, 2 hours, or even 15 minutes around the corner, to not get paid for putting yourself out there, putting all that work.
Devalues your
Exactly.
time, all the work that you have put into
Your
it,
passion.
the comedy in general.
No, God, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, there's just such, I feel like, a culture of lack of value to comedy when
Right.
there really should be. You know,
Right.
I mean, yes, open mics, of course, free, but anything beyond that.
Yeah.
And even just beyond the performer aspect of it, what we've noticed even from audience members is when you charge them to get in, they automatically put value on what you're doing.
Yeah, they appreciate it more because they have to. It's like,
I mean, that's one way to phrase it.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna get my money's worth
Yeah,
out
right,
of it.
yeah.
Is the way I see it. But yeah,
So if you have the ability, like we feel we do, which is to find people like Hunter and other people who are actually good.
we'll show a list of a
Right.
lineup here, maybe.
Right. No,
Post-editing
Hunter's
is so
obviously
dumb.
very, very funny. But we have the ability and the connections to find people who are, for lack of a better term, that diamond in the rough.
Right.
We can build that trust with the community and say, hey, if you're coming to a Demented Peach show, you're gonna get some good goddamn quality.
Exactly.
And we're seeing that already with the shows we have done, and we're very excited to continue to grow with it as well.
Hell yes. Quickly, I just wanted to, just so people don't tune out already, because I know we're about hitting our mark where I lose everyone's attention. No, I wanted to say tomorrow, hopefully this will be airing tonight.
Okay.
At 7 p.m. No,
8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m.
So
It's
yes.
the 7th. That's what threw me off.
Yes.
June 7th, Monday nights at
At Easttown Bar and Grill, we do have a weekly open mic going there now, every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Again, open mics are good for a couple of things, right? They're a good place for comics to work out new material, to test out new premises, or even test out jokes that they've been working on
Right.
in front of a new crowd, that sort of thing. But that's part of where we get the quality of the comics that we get from our paid shows as well.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, is that the whole concept of a Demented Peach wouldn't have worked if Jon wouldn't have been in the scene
Right.
the last 3 years, because literally knowing that network of people
Right.
allowed us to look at that when we did sit down and go, yeah, we've already got a group of X amount of people. So if we could start, like you were just saying, like you get an open mic going, we can continue to see the local talent that's coming through, stay
Exactly.
connected to what's going on in the community.
Right.
And one thing we are very adamant about doing is that we do not book anyone unless they've been to one of our open mics.
Right.
Because number one, that allows us. There's a certain form of quality control there.
Yeah.
Right? You can send me a clip.
It's vetted. I mean,
Right.
because I know I don't want to cut you
No,
off,
you're good.
but I know exactly what you're saying. You can send me a clip, and I can see how you work with a crowd or whatever, and I can see maybe that specific crowd. But I don't know your interaction. I don't know how you interact with other comedians.
Right.
I don't know how you are off stage, which is a
It's a
huge
big
part of
thing.
it. Right.
yeah. I mean, it's
We had
50% of a
that.
comic.
Right.
Well, that was one of our open mics at JB's. We had an individual that we booked, and that person made really poor choices
Right.
off stage. And
Decent comic on stage.
yeah, but I mean, to the point where, you know, gestures were made at me and wait staff, and, you know, you hit that level, and it's like, okay, we're going to give you a 3-month pause maybe. And even then,
Right.
I think
If
that person had
bring it
another.
back at all.
Yeah, that person had another incident in between then. So it just,
It's just like,
yeah.
all right, no, yeah, you kind of wrote your own ballot.
Yep.
here.
So open mics are great for that. Again, you know,
Yeah.
one and done. And at least then the venue, too, is aware that we're not just letting people like that.
It's not just anyone.
If I'm going to pay you, I want to know that you're good enough to be paid.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Yeah,
Right.
easily enough. And I want to know where my money's going. Are you a crackhead?
I don't give a shit what you do when you're not
you
on
know,
my show. I
very
do
true.
whatever
I'd
you want.
say some of the most funny comedians were at least at one time a crackhead.
Good.
Well, this is going to set us back. Awesome. Yeah, I wonder where it cut out about the crack talk. But we'll come back. You just saw an ad. Just like we mentioned before. People support
Many.
us. Companies support us. For
Right.
now.
For now.
But
Until we start smoking crack on camera.
exactly. Once it goes to camera and there's evidence out there, I mean, you could talk about it as much as you want, I'm sure. But
Right.
once there's video evidence, I think that's what actually got Hunter Biden.
Right. Exactly.
Another great hunter gone to crack. But speaking of support, I wanted to bring up the support that you guys are showcasing in your showcases for the artists that, one, we've been so kind enough to call you a friend. I don't want to call you a boss, so I'll still.
Of course.
This is my plea that Jon is not just stopping comedy, just so I can still see him as a peer.
Okay, to be fair, like, even though he's listed as the executive director, who do you think is actually running the shit show?
Right.
I mean, let's be fucking
That makes
fair.
sense. Yeah,
Like,
what does executive really mean, man? That's
that's right.
basically
Like,
what it means.
I am director of operations for a reason.
In order to make investors feel
Right.
comfortable, we need to have a man listed at the top.
yes,
But,
of course. Executive
you know.
boards need balls,
Right.
But when it comes to the operations, what actually gets done, that's where Demi comes.
Yeah,
in.
I guess
95% through Demitria. Yeah, through Demi.
Of course.
Like the website, all the design. That's totally me in the background, just being like, well, how can I make the peach look more fucked up today?
I mean, I just
Just turn to Jon for inspiration.
Slight tweaks on the peach. I look at my beat.
I pull my testicles out, let her take a look, and
Yeah,
she's
just
good to go.
Oh, okay,
Right.
there's the
We were thinking the
inspiration.
face, but no, it's actually just the texture of the peach.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting at. More disgusting. The name Demented Peach, where
Yes.
did that come from?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fermentation. You're an alcoholic. I get that.
Right. No, that's fair. Well, I mean, when I was doing comedy or doing it more regular, and yes, for the record, I'm still working.
I was gonna say I didn't want to blow past that.
No,
No,
I
he's
am.
still
I'm taking more of a backseat role in the sense of doing more producer work now, just because I feel like that's where my true skill set is.
Right.
That being said, I mean, I'm happy to. I love comedy. I love stand
You're
up.
still hosting.
I'm still
and you're
hosting.
still- yeah.
I'm still doing things when I have the time to do them.
Right.
I'm not doing a lot of. I'm not doing any feature or showcase shows for myself right now, just because I don't have time, and I'm not.
Right.
And because of that, then I'm not doing a lot of open mics.
Because what are you working on?
Because what am
for
I working on? I don't want to take
Yeah.
that away from somebody else, right?
Right. That's an altruistic effort. It seems a lot of people would just be like, I don't have anything new. I don't care. Or people still go up to open mics with nothing new. They
Right.
don't. No, I just want to do time.
Right. Okay,
Which is me sometimes.
Come tell me the same. Well, and again,
Right.
that's one of those things
No,
where
I'm just looking for time.
I don't care if that's what you want to do, but if you're telling me the same 7 minutes that you've been telling me for the last 3 or 4 years,
Exactly.
what I'm not going to book you at that point, But hey, that's again, neither here nor there. The name Demented
Demented
Peach.
Peach. Yeah, we get sidetracked here.
That's all right. So when I was doing comedy more regularly, as you know, Hunter and obviously Demi as well, I tended to have more of a fucked up sense of humor.
Pretty demented.
Pretty demented, right? And so that was
You're
kind
putting
of
that so lightly. There's not enough emphasis on
The fucked up?
Yeah,
Or-
like there's
Right.
just like not
or
enough.
he goes, I tend to have.
I tend
kind
to
of-
have. Like there's no
kind
fucking
of
tendency.
a-
Like it's not even a tendency, honey. That's just who you are.
Yeah, like in an addiction, I had a tendency to smoke crack, and that's not a tendency; it's a need for some reason, and I don't know why.
John, I have a tendency to tell fisting jokes. So, okay.
Okay,
Right.
at this point, it seems like an addiction. But yes,
So
quite
that
demented.
was kind of my tagline was delightfully demented.
Demented.
Yes.
So
You had merch.
I
You
merch.
have merch. Have. I don't know why I keep using the past tense. Same with David Steves, like he's dead.
He's just not
no,
here.
it's all still alive.
Still alive, yeah, and I do have my own personal merch as well, but
I used your lighter this weekend. Yes.
wonderful, yeah. So and it's got the tagline on there, right? So that's where that portion of it came from, and then the peach part, the real meat of it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's definitely me. It's not as cool of a story, but basically, the first Girl Scout unit I ever stayed in growing up was called Peach's Landing, and I have the original camp sign from when they
Right.
like greeted all the units. And I like have always wanted
Which,
to have
by the
like, a
way,
little...
is where we met. Was Girl Scout Camp
No,
Peaches Landing.
that's not at all.
That wouldn't surprise me.
See, this is
either,
what he
though.
does to me all the time too. Like I'll tell a story and then he finds a way to be a man about it and be like, "Let me interrupt you."
Let me mansplain this joke into here that really adds no
No,
content.
yeah, no value
But-
to the story.
But I could see John going to Girl Scout camps to pick up women, so
Right.
it does make sense.
That's fair. That
I'm
is
sorry.
fair.
Seems like the crowd. Go ahead.
Basically,
I
I
have sex later, so please
Really?
continue.
like
This is why
that's
I'm apologizing on screen.
that's what you think is gonna like. That's what you think's gonna open the gate for us to have sex? Like no, like that's not even.
you
close-
have you
you
have
close
not
that
because you
door.
ask not.
You're right. Like you
I'm
closed
letting
that
you-
door so much earlier.
It's a door that can always be opened.
You got to sleep
You
sometime.
didn't
Answer
build a
is
wall.
No. But basically, I'd like to have a hobby farm someday called Peach's Landing. And we were like conceptualizing all of this. I was like, Demented Peach has kind of a nice little ring to it. And then like the more we did like play on words and I started playing around with the design, I was like, what if we just had this little fucked up peach that was kind of our little like mascot? He just bops along and has little pop-up comedy shows and
Exactly. Yeah.
A mascot and a logo that actually has like personality or like characteristics to it, I think is the number one step in marketing, and I know nothing about marketing, but it's creating a character that you can identify with, even if it's completely unrelated. Like the Noid,
Yeah.
like the Noid
yeah, exactly.
is back, and
Hopefully nobody commits homicide this time.
a Noidal homicide, but it's a character, and this one's completely unrelated to Domino's, but it's a character with a personality and a face that people can connect with and get behind and hate or something. I don't know. But yes, what I was saying, beautiful logo and or mascot.
Yes, she's the design genius, the marketing genius
try to be.
behind all of that for sure.
But that's basically, in a sense, kind of where the name came from, just like a merge of kind of representation, I felt like, of both of us, I
Nice.
think. And just that we were kind of behind the idea. And
Right.
I don't know, he's kind of caught on so far. He seems to do well. And Peachy is what we call him.
Yes, I was going to say
He has a name. He does.
the peachy
Wait,
letters.
have we
Is that
decided
what you've
to
been
gender the peach? I
Well,
thought
already has
Oh,
been
I did. I kind of gave
identified
him.
as a he.
I
Yeah,
did,
that's-
didn't I? That
yeah.
wasn't very fair of me.
Well,
I didn't even like ask him what he wanted.
Well-
Or I keep doing it again.
no, it's-
I'm fucking it up.
I think at this point it's concrete.
During like Pride
there we
Month,
go.
man.
Just kidding. Not concrete. Always fluid. But okay, so we have the conception of Demented Peach. Let's
Yes.
get the conception of your future child. I'm kidding.
Oh no, we permanently made
we
sure
took care
that
of
shit
that,
was
yeah.
not gonna
That's-
happen.
You know what? Smart move.
Yeah,
Just knowing John. But
that's fair.
so
I'm still like convinced that he's gonna do like an ancestry like 5-6 years from now, and there's gonna be like a fucking loose child that just pops up somewhere and be like, I found my dad. And I'm like, like we just have to be out of the
It's gonna-
like the 18-year
it's
mark.
going to be
you know?
a wandering 8-year-old for some reason. With just I don't know why he just looks like a little homeless man. Paul. And John's like,
You're like, I knew it. I
I
knew
knew
it.
it. Why is this one brown?
I mean, that makes sense.
It tracks. So, John, I know too much about you. That's a lie because I don't know anything about you. But I'll start with you, Demitria, because I'm more interested. So, are you from the Grand Rapids area?
So I'm actually a Belding native.
Okay.
I can't ever say that I'm from Grand Rapids. I can always do the whole, I was born in Grand Rapids. Well, fucking everybody was born in Grand Rapids.
It's Metro Grand Rapids.
Right,
basically.
like who wasn't, back then.
Well, me. I was born here. Actually, not even here, Holland. But it's all Holland. It's the same thing, damn it. But yeah.
No, so I grew up in Belding, and then I was 5.5 years at Michigan State because, victory lap.
Hell yeah.
Before you get that C's make degrees. That's how I fully believe that. Like, I didn't even, know that I was, trying to go to college. Like, I was trying to move out west, and I had a teacher that was like, you really think that's a good idea? And I was like, well, on paper, it's a good idea.
On paper, it's a good idea, but you're the adult in my life with more experience. What are you going to tell me to
right
do?
And my parents are just like, I don't know, she'll figure it out. So obviously my teacher's like, hey, I think maybe you should do this 2-year program at Michigan State, and if you hate it, you can leave. So I showed up to Michigan State. I had a true freshman experience, lived in the dorms, but I was not a 4-year student.
Right.
I was not taking prereq classes.
You weren't
I was
planning on being there for
No
one goes. Okay, well, I want to say fuck you because I was waitlisted for MSU, planning to go there for 4 years and then pursue a degree in law, and you were just like, no, I'm just going here to fuck off.
I was literally just because my teacher told me to do
Exactly.
it. No joke.
I'm here because I have to be.
It was too.
Meanwhile, I'm just clawing at MSU's doors. Can you let me in? I have dreams.
And I'm over here just well, maybe if I pass that class, I could do something with it.
Maybe this MSU degree will look decent somewhere.
Oh, no joke. After that first semester and they put me on academic probation, I was like, shit, I really got to get my shit together and figure out what I'm going to do.
That makes me feel better at least then, because it just makes me know I would have been in the same boat no matter what school I went to.
I straight up failed probably 20 credits out of the 5.5, almost over an entire semester.
That's what makes it take 5.5 years. That makes sense.
You just have to do that. And my degree's in agriculture. I don't even work. I don't work in agriculture.
To be clear, you didn't do a 2-year program in 5.5 years.
No, it was I did transfer to my bachelor's program.
I did
I know I wasn't college ready, but I wasn't that far behind.
I'm not an idiot, okay? Meanwhile, I've gone to college, I think 3-4 different. I've gone to 3 different colleges for about 3 years.
Okay.
Not quite.
Nice.
No associates or anything to show for it. So I guess I'm looking up to you. That's what I'm trying to say.
I still I was a college advisor after I graduated for AmeriCorps. So that's even the more fucked up part. Here I am not knowing my own path of what I'm even trying to do, just aimlessly getting a fucking bachelor's degree, going to loads of student debt to be I don't know, this will make me be successful someday. And then maybe, and then I graduate and I'm I don't know what to do with my life. I'll do AmeriCorps. Let me tell kids what they should do post-graduation.
Also,
why?
That just goes to show I love you, AmeriCorps, and thank you for your opportunities, but they don't know what they're doing.
No.
I gotta tell, AmeriCorps is trying to look out for the next generation, but completely missing.
So I guess since we just had high school graduations as well, if any high school graduates are listening now, if you take nothing else away from this, learn nothing from the adults in your life. Don't listen to
the
them
college
at all.
advisor.
None of us know what we're doing.
Trust any of us. You'll end up in a bunch of debt just because one of your elders or a teacher told you, try it.
Literally, try it.
Just try it. Try it out. Try $20,000 worth of debt. Just try it.
It's a good time had by all.
Yeah. So what then brought you back?
So I don't know. I'm trying to think. After I was done with AmeriCorps, I was volunteering with Girl Scouts, and that's what got me my Girl Scout job, because I was just volunteering for them, and I hung around them for 5 years, and I just needed something different. I was just being overworked and kind of underpaid, and there were other nonprofits out there that did similar lines of work. To sum up, what I've done in the last quote unquote decade of my career is nothing but project management and operations, which is probably why it's helped with Demented Peach, because I did nothing but partnerships at Girl Scouts and running those programs. So that was
Right.
all operational and project management work.
Were you like looking to work with mainly nonprofits?
No, it just kind of happened. Like it was like AmeriCorps happened, and then this whole train of like working in nonprofits, and then honestly, it goes back to like student debt, the public service loan forgiveness program, which
Yeah.
is a fucking joke, anyways. Like I
Right.
know it's not going to happen,
It
but
is-
my heart's like it could. The 1%, it could.
I'm
It could.
trying. Maybe they'll see my efforts and
Right.
reward me.
Or like if I just like Elizabeth Warren's like Facebook statuses every time she bitches about student debt, I'm like Biden will see it. He'll
Exactly.
see it.
If
He'll just see it. And so
You're hearting her statuses,
Yeah.
basically looking for her boss. Anyways,
Yeah, you know.
yeah, it's a weird like middle school type way of flirting. But
right. Like I know that they'll
politically,
see it. Yeah. Like
they're gonna see my support.
yeah. Yeah.
Politically flirting with Joe Biden. I like
Yes,
it. That's-
yes.
I mean, I need his fucking old ass to just sign that shit away. Like,
Okay. Well, I want just no debt. I see a lot of people just vying for like cancel student debt. How about just cancel debt?
debt. And
I'd
just
say-
Cancel that, yeah.
How about
just
we-
cancel
it.
debt.
We wipe this because everyone's complaining and bitching. Well, I paid for school, whatever, but you have shit you didn't pay for. How about we just cancel it all? Wipe all the slates clean. No one's got any pissing and moaning to do. And now, you know what? I think the black people can stop pissing too, because then we're just like no reparations. We
Like just all debt,
Exactly.
just done. Like
All
everybody
debt is-
starts on like the same
all debt is
foundation.
done. All moral debt is gone. That means no more Black History Month. No more Women's History Month. No more Pride Month.
I mean,
the moral slate is clean.
you lost me, and then at the end you had me.
As soon as we get rid of the blacks having time to themselves, I
John's
was
like, I'm
in.
here for it.
And the gays,
And
and
the
the women,
See, and like,
Mostly the women.
mostly the women.
like, and we knew this was coming because you shaved your beard. Like, we knew that you were just going to continue to get more extreme. It's all because
more
you,
and more Proud Boy.
yeah, like you shave the beard, and now
Next is going to be the head again, but then he's also going to have the beard missing
I
and
know.
the eyebrows for
I
some
know,
reason.
I know. Like, and everybody,
This is the most supremacist move, I think.
everybody wonders why I didn't comment on that post because I knew where it was headed. Like, I can't tell all of your friends and loved ones that you're about to be a true white supremacist.
A true
and
white
show your-
supremacist.
your
I knew where it
colors.
was headed because if you shave off the head, there's a tattoo on there. I like lightning bolts too. I
My Harry Potter tattoo.
I thought I was a Harry Potter fan. All right.
What just happened?
Oh, we got Dimitria's background, and then kind of were like, all right, now what?
And then I turned into a white supremacist somehow.
No, I don't think that was a turn. That happened before. But once again, here we are.
Wait, we haven't had an ad in a long time. What happened to
I'm
your
sure
ads?
we'll sprinkle one in here. This episode of Where Is This Going is brought to you by Off the Grid, house of the vintage and handcrafted and created in secret. Off the Grid is located at 2863 West Shore Drive, apartment 114 here in Holland, Michigan. And Off the Grid has everything you need to get exactly that. Off the Grid. Before you go away for the weekend, make sure you get hooked up with a fresh drip, with a new glass piece. They are a curated vintage apparel shop mixed with a premium glass shop, and just here to curate a vibe for you to get off the grid. Barber coming soon. They are, like I said, located at 2863 West Shore Drive, apartment 114, open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Check them out. Tell them we sent you, and you will get 10% off of any glass or merchandise purchase. Yeah, just mention Where Is This Going, and say what up to Alex and Bruce. All right, I just had to do the sprinkle for continuity, and we're back. So, John,
Yes.
we've learned about your gracious fiance. Gracious because she is with you.
Ain't that
I
that's true.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Before we get to your meeting, after we've gotten the consumption. What's the word I'm looking for? Conception again of Demented Peach. I've consumed some
I
Demented
got the
Peaches.
consumption, ma.
I think it was consummation. Maybe that's what I was looking for.
That's what we're doing later tonight.
Why?
It's hopeful. I like it. I like
No.
that he's hopeful.
I've even said no into the microphone on camera.
Yeah,
and you're
that
still,
more sounds like a-
You're still pushing for it.
That one sounds Okay. That sounds like a consent thing that we'll get to later. But that can't be the root of the issues of this relationship.
Oh no, there's
Because it had to start somewhere. But before we get to that,
Okay.
John, where'd you start? Just in life.
In life in general. No, I was born and raised in Grand Rapids for the majority of my childhood. My believe it or not, my father was for most of his career a Baptist minister.
Ah, you know what? Yes, I do believe it.
I mean, Baptist ministers' kids, we go one way or the other. You're either super religious at the end of it, or you're someone like me.
And I'll let you judge what that is.
Right. So we moved around a little bit. Spent most of my teenage years actually in Indiana. So it's a whole other fucking story.
That sounds awful.
But moved back to Grand Rapids for college. Went to college for about 2 years. Dropped out.
Did you go to GV or GRCC?
I actually, believe it or not, I went to Cornerstone University here in Grand
I don't know
Rapids.
why I'm completely ruling out Christ in your life. I don't know
Well,
what
I mean,
would
he ruled out Christ a long
at
time
this
ago.
point, I
would
have,
drive
right.
me to that.
Right. No.
But nice. Cornerstone University
Yep.
or Cornerstone Christian University. I don't
And
know.
yeah, and I dropped out after about 2 years. For a number of different reasons, but basically I realized that I was essentially morally opposed to everything they stood for.
Yeah, I was like, no, the education's great, but I only can look at the facts.
Right.
Right. And these are the numbers are the only things I agree with.
Right. Exactly. And even that didn't always make sense. I mean, the Christians kind of make things up.
Exactly. You
sometimes,
got the loaves and everything, the
Right.
fish.
Exactly.
it's-
So I dropped out of there. Ended up moving down south for a while. Lived in Florida for a few years, and then made my way back up here. I've been living back in the Grand Rapids area now for close to 7 or 8 years now, I think, in total.
7 or 8 years, dang. What were you doing down in Florida? Like, did you go down there as your own on your own as an adult? Words are hard.
Kind of. I'd actually, when I dropped out of college, moved to Missouri. Got a job working at a factory there with a buddy of mine. And then that factory shut down. So we said, fuck it, let's see that we have a little bit of money
Just keep
saved up.
going.
Let's see how far south we can get ourselves. And we made it to Pensacola, Florida. And that was as far south as our money would take us.
Awful lot of old people here. I guess they all ran out of money here too and just stayed.
John's like, the pussy's looking good.
Well, the market is wet. I mean, fresh. I don't. So you
yeah,
got to your first wet market, and
Yeah, and
saturated was what I was
saturated,
looking
yeah.
for. Dang it.
saturated.
Saturated.
We're going all the way back.
I was just saying wet too many times. I was too redundant. Okay, saturated market.
Yeah, what am I in Wuhan now? Like, I mean, yes, there were a lot of old bats there, but
Thank
but
you.
Oh.
all right.
Thank you.
All right.
Bring it around
that was
town.
very borderline hacky.
I know
That
it was.
was-
I don't care. I don't care. I haven't been on a stage in 3 fucking months.
I deserve to be hacky. These are laughs I'm finding.
But that being said, yeah. So lived down there for a while. Had a good job there and everything, and things went fine. But I just life stuff happens.
Right.
Ended up having to move back at 24. 24. I moved back into my parents' basement.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I almost moved back into my dad's house. And you know what? Still waiting on the rental application to go through, so maybe coming back, Dad. But I almost had to do. I mean, I did move back into my dad's house at like 24, 23.
Right.
Yeah, twice in my 20s. Lived with
Yeah,
my parents twice.
it's not. There's no
Shit
shame
happens.
in that game. Life happens, and you have to go back to those.
Thankfully, I had people to go back to.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
You
For
know?
sure. Certainly.
Yeah, that's why. That's the only reason I'm happy. I stayed around Michigan or
Right.
around Michigan. I stayed here in West Michigan my whole life.
Sure.
But gladly because I still have support here.
Right.
which is nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question that support wherever whether that's from family, from your close friends, whatever the case may be, support is critical to being able to do what you need to do or want to do in life. You
Right.
you can be that lone wolf. You can certainly be that fuck it, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to I don't need anybody.
That can only take you so far.
It can only take you so far.
Yeah. Before it burns bridges too.
Yeah.
For sure. And to I guess bring it back to Demented Peach a little bit, that's kind of what we're trying to be to a certain extent, is a support system in that sense, you know.
We don't have to do it alone. I
Right.
mean, we just want to support people in their endeavors and the great
Right.
talent that is here.
I appreciate that because I know there was a decent joke I wanted to make earlier. With all that talk about your family and how you appreciate that support, then why do you disown them?
Well, to be fair, he doesn't. So we actually
Oh, I
have
was just going by the name. But that was all. That was all. Because I didn't realize that Jon had more to his name until I got an email from him. I was like,
yeah, when we
Who is this?
when we first started dating, of course, like I stalked him and I looked him up and everything, and I'm like, okay, everything else is coming up batch elder. Why hasn't he told me that like you technically had so many red flags?
was this before or after you were working in cybersecurity?
This was before. This is I was still working for Girl Scouts.
With cybersecurity.
No, I was still working for Girl Scouts, and I just remember being like, okay, I feel like these are red flags, but fuck it, I'm just not gonna do them anyways.
Forward.
I even called you out too. I was just like, why haven't you, is your name not Batch? And you were like, yeah, technically it's Batch Elder. I was like,
The key to my success has always been to be as charming as possible, to move through as many red flags as
To
possible.
remain anonymous,
Right.
to everyone, or oblivious to everyone else's red flags about me.
okay,
Right, exactly.
Be so cool that they don't know.
If I can be cool enough and charming enough that you ignore the rest of the red flags, I mean that's how I've gotten every
Okay.
A
It
I've
has
ever
been
gotten.
success.
no, you do get I hate that I'm stroking your ego, and I hate that I use those words. This
I'm-
motherfucker.
I'd rather stroke. Go on.
This motherfucker. So I didn't realize how good his game was until like a year into our relationship, and he showed me what he did, and I was like, that's how he fucking got me. Like, I was so mad. I'm still mad about it. I've been mad about it.
That's fine.
So yes,
you can
so
stay
we've
mad.
gotten,
Yes.
we've gotten to both of you getting back to Grand Rapids somehow. Now, the game.
Oh God. So
Talk to me about the game.
I had just had a really bad dating experience. I had finally decided to start.
And it
dating
wasn't
again.
me.
And
Right.
it wasn't him. It was before Jon.
I was gonna say, first date was that great, huh?
No. So my oldest sister was like, I was like, what do you think I should do? She's like, you're going to fucking get back in the saddle. I'm like, okay, whatever. And she's like, I'm going to buy you a Match subscription. So she bought me a 1-month Match subscription. He was the first person I matched with.
Also, back in the saddle, you guys are a horse family, aren't you?
No, it's just me.
Oh, jeez.
I'm the only batshit crazy one. It's just
Anyways.
me. Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay.
Not batch shit crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yet. All right. That's got to be the hashtag. Go
And
on.
so, like, if we turn this to Jon's point of view, just imagine you're Jon hungover in your bed and you forgot that your Match subscription renewed.
I was gonna say, okay, so I know how you got the Match subscription,
That's
which
what
was
I
a
wanna-
gift. And why were you on Match?
For two reasons. Number one,
How old?
We were what?
31, I think, at that
Yeah,
point.
because I was 30.
So here's the thing, and number one, I'd actually forgotten that I had a Match subscription until it showed up in my credit card, and then I called Match, and they were like, okay, we'll take the rest off, and you get this one.
But you still had the month.
The month, right? But I will leave this out there as a tip for any
course you will.
young entrepreneurial types. Match is a great place to get laid. It's fantastic because
As an entrepreneurial type, or
if that was the wrong
or-
word.
or-
As
okay.
if you were a young Lothario,
as an entrepreneurial type, if
like,
if the business you were looking for was strictly smashing gas,
yes, exactly. If the business you are in is the business of pussy, Match is a great place to be.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, you can get on Tinder, but everybody expects you to be on Tinder for sex,
Right.
right? Nobody's expecting that on Match.
no, we're definitely not. So that's why I
Right.
messaged your
And
dumbass.
yes, this is the
So yes, you have to pay for it, But it's not like, look, I've paid for sex in the past anyway. It's
Exactly.
Just,
What's the difference?
What's difference between that and a monthly subscription to it? Like, I don't,
If anything, yeah, I'd say this makes it more clean.
Right.
My credit card's down and everything.
Exactly.
You guys are seeing my real face.
No, not only that, like his profile was written as if like he's this like
Looking for
like
love.
looking for people.
Yes,
like
of course.
huh. So then when I messaged him, and I'm very forward, I don't do any of the less message for two or no,
Right.
fuck that. You either want to meet for coffee or a drink, or you don't.
Because I want to make this not as quickly as possible. I want to make this not a virtual relationship.
Yes.
Because I want to make it feel like we didn't meet online.
Exactly.
That's what. So like being on the apps and stuff is cool. It's fine if you meet someone on there. Get off as soon as possible, because you forget the best part of like meeting people or like
getting to know it, like going and doing shit.
is just seeing someone on the street, which this will never happen to me, but just seeing someone on the street, mostly because I'm a pussy, and just walking up to them, or I'm ugly, and just having like, hey, you look great, or something.
Sure.
I'm not great with words, but
We'll
just
talk.
forming a connection there,
Right.
and then you're like, okay, would you want to? I'm on my way to this is the only way it would happen. I'm on my way to a comedy show. You want to see me perform? And that's the only way I get laid. Go on.
That's the way
Well,
to do
you-
it.
And that's also very hopeful thinking.
Well, I mean, I
wishful
ruined
thinking.
your match streams because you didn't get laid on the first date.
No, well, so here's the thing. Like, so she messages me.
You got to realize
First
not
of all,
everyone's going to be a catch instantly.
First of all, you will absolutely get laid if you bring them to a Demented Peach show. Let's
Yeah.
just be perfectly clear about that. If we have to use that as our marketing, I'm fine. with
I was going to say that's going to be on the bottom of only my poster that I
that. Hunter Miles,
Hunter
sex pot.
I'm only here for lays. I'm not doing comedy tonight. For lays. That's how appropriate I am.
Exactly. No. So she messages me, right? It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm hungover as shit. It's a Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. I not 2 hours ago kicked some other chick out of my house.
Very open about it.
Right,
Beautifully.
it is what it is. And she messages me, "Hey, you want to go grab coffee?" I'm like, you know what? Fine. Let's just see. Let's see what happens.
And coffee would be a nice wake up after the rough night you had.
Right. So we go. We grab coffee at I can't remember the name of the
The
coffee
Bitter
house.
End.
The Bitter End over on Fulton Street. Great little coffee
I've had a few
boutique.
first dates there as well.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Or Tinder meetups, whatever you call them. I don't know.
She I think talked 99% of the time, which was fine for me because she's a bit more of a talker than I am anyway, and I was hungover as hell. I didn't feel like I'll just listen. That's fine. But I liked what I heard. We set up a couple more dates, and
You pursued me.
I did. I actually liked what I saw and what I heard, and that came out.
I
wrong.
want that to be
Right.
very, very clear that it was not me that was like, mine if they drool over John.
Why does it need to be why is it a competition? No, why? But I understand. I haven't seen this from. I don't observe too many relationships, mostly because now love makes me gross. But
I mean, we think it's gross too. Like,
yeah, I think that's the best part of it. That's why I love your love. No, but a lot of times it seems like for the women are usually the ones to say, okay, you know what? Actually, this. Anyways, usually in my experience, the women are like, and he's the one who hit me, or he would not stop contacting me, or he was blowing up my phone after that. And maybe it's because we are more needy. In
Oh,
general.
for sure,
Yes,
for
yes.
sure. I
Very
mean,
needy.
people talk about women being emotional, but there is no one more needy than a man who is in love, and
Right.
especially if it's unreciprocated.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's been proven time and time again.
Yeah.
well, I obviously.
Some may call it unrequited love.
Hey,
Unreciprocated love can be a damn devil.
It can. I mean, truthfully, how long did it take for me to send you a dick pic? Because I'm trying to remember.
Actually,
Was
I don't.
wait, was this love or
No, time out. Now that I think about it, you've never sent me a dick pic.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
where have they
Are
been?
you sure?
Where
Because
have they
we-
been going then?
We met. I mean, I don't know.
I've been sending
He
them.
was about to pull out his phone. He's like, I have some in my inbox currently. Like, I don't even have to scroll. I can see them now.
I know they've been sent. I just don't know at this point who I've been sending them to.
I know it said
to figure this
delivered. I don't know the number now.
No, because I mean, we made a I mean, we decided to be in a relationship 2 weeks after we met. So, I mean, at that point,
things move pretty quick.
yeah, I mean.
Well, did I know you guys when you started dating or no?
No, because I wasn't.
Were you doing comedy?
I was doing I was doing comedy. Yeah,
I didn't know you obviously.
Didn't know her, but yeah, you and I had hung out a few times. I think at that point.
I had thought so because I recall you starting a relationship. I was like, yeah, good, okay. That was about it.
Right.
I
Good for them.
I didn't care much about John that much, so I didn't care about any of it.
Nor should you. You didn't start caring about me until you knew I could get you work.
Pause. I cared about you when you started walking people from my open mic, and I was like, you know what, this guy's got something.
That's fair. That's 100% fair.
Also, hey, shout out Paris Lounge every Thursday. Now moving to 9 o'clock. Catch us downtown Holland.
Nice.
Go on.
So I don't even know what we were talking about, honestly.
Perfect, because I got one. It was about when you guys had started dating. You had basically made it official 2 weeks after meeting, which is I tend to move quickly in relationships, and sometimes it's too quickly for the other person. So I'm glad that you guys seem to be on the same page.
Right.
Although John does keep looking to you for confirmation and or affirmation.
Yes.
I have to check at least once a day to make sure that things are still good.
We're still cool, right?
You're wearing the ring still, right? Okay, we're good.
Oh, I thought she was covering it too.
Oh no.
Nah, it's still here.
It's still kind of just lingering there. Isn't it?
Just stares at me every day now.
Yes, every once in a while she comes home at 1 a.m. not wearing a ring. I don't ask questions, you know?
I fish it out of the trash can for her and say, here you go. You forgot this when you went out.
I mean, I'm sorry that I like to hang out with your comic friends late at night. Like, I can't help it that everybody in the community loves me.
John can't hang. Oh, well.
Yeah. Like,
sometimes he's not invited. Or
sometimes
not
it's
allowed
just
back at this club.
One-on-one party, you know?
That's usually what it is.
There's still comic hangs when it's just me hanging with another comic.
Right.
In their room. I
swear to God, if you fuckers get any ideas.
I thought you were just
time
about
out.
to call someone out by name.
He also acts like it's like all guys. I mean, if you think for a second that I am not
only one
open
she's
for
talking
love,
to is the female comedian.
That's
like I mean, love is love.
Love is love. Amen.
And no, I'm
praise pride.
Praise pride.
We're gonna have to get wrapping up here soon. Although I don't want to because we started late and that's on me. And then I just looked at the time. But Demented Peach, we have. I forgot one more question, but we've already touched it like many times.
That's all right.
3 years doing comedy.
3 years.
About
doing
3
comedy.
years.
Yep.
When did you start?
I started
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah, 2018.
Where?
In 2018. Started at first time actually was at Fulton Street Pub.
Oh.
Did their open mic. 8 complete shit.
Did you sign up first, or did you sign up on Facebook?
I signed up. I put my name.
Yeah, you put your name in the hat.
I put my name in the hat a couple times. I'd gone probably 5 or 6 weeks in a row. Finally got the balls to actually do it. You know, put my name in the hat. Didn't get it for a couple weeks. Finally, I think Trebuchet, Joe just took pity on me and said, "Fine, I'll let you do it."
Keep coming.
Right. Not the first time I've heard that.
Right.
All right.
Anyway, you just keep coming.
Right. Anyway,
It's not true.
All right.
That's not true. It's not true.
Like you try to make a joke and then it's instantly you thrown under the bus.
Right. No, I don't know.
Like how I was trying not to be self-deprecating, but if you,
but it works.
I mean, that's the number one source of self-deprecating humor has to come from your significant other. I think
Absolutely.
I mean, for me, it comes from other comics
What
because
do you
they're
think
jealous.
What do you
That's
think
it
I
is.
talk to my therapist about on a daily basis?
It's not my self-esteem issues.
It's her self-esteem issues about me. It's her esteem issues about me.
Her issues on my image make me have a poor self-image.
Exactly.
So you got to Fulton Street about
Right.
2018. Is this?
Yeah, 8 complete shit.
I mean, it was Fulton Street too.
Right,
so
right. But so it is what
that
it
means
is.
nothing. Love
No,
Fulton
no,
Street now, but I'm
love-
saying
it's
rough. rough
time in 2018 for sure. And then as the next month was approaching, Trebuchet, the host, sent me a message on Facebook. Hey, do you want to give it another shot? You want to try this again? We're booking for the next month. And
being invited back out is a completely different. For
Right.
me, I'll let you.
no,
I'll let you speak yours.
and for me that was a sign of like, hey, I was self-aware enough to know I didn't do well at all.
Right.
But I was grateful that he was willing to give me another shot. Right.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck it, let's see what happens. I had some things happen in the meantime that I thought, hey, that could be kind of funny. I'll write about that, right? If it goes well, great. I'll keep trying to do this. If it doesn't, I mean, fuck it, I tried.
Right.
And I had a decent second time out. I mean, looking back at it, I would say, okay, I would now consider that a bomb, right?
Right.
But for that early in my what you could call a semblance of a career was
a better bomb.
A better bomb, right?
Yeah.
It was, but I did well for where I was at, right?
It's a perspective that we need.
Right.
Well, we don't need it then because that perspective then is like, no, I'm getting a lot better. You don't need that. You need. I am still shit. I need it, but I like it. I like being shit.
Right. And truthfully, that has been one of my biggest things that I have number one learned from is being able to give people space to grow and not. And if they don't do well, give them space to grow.
Right.
But also, from my own experience, but also watching comics who have started in the last year or two, even. And I won't name names, but there certainly have been some that you watch them and they first start on. You're going, my God, this person sucks. What are they doing?
I hope
they quit after 3 weeks.
I hope they never come back.
Right. But they keep putting in the work, and here we are a year or two later now, and they're good. Are they?
I mean, Ben Bradshaw actually has jokes now.
Right. Well, he's
Kidding, obvious joke.
Ben Bradshaw's a great friend of ours as well, very funny comic. But he is an example of someone who again, I wouldn't say he sucked his first.
No, he wasn't someone that we looked at and were like, "Don't come back."
Don't come back.
Yeah.
But it was definitely someone you've been able to see leaps and bounds
in growth.
Exactly,
right.
and even if you know him, if you know Ben on a personal level, or like if you text or anything, if you're a friend of Ben's, he'll send you at least 2 to 3 bits a week, that he's working on. So him getting better isn't just luck or maturity.
No, it's work.
It's
work. It's
and because he's put in that work and gotten to that point that he's so good, we're booking him on showcases now.
Yeah.
He's going to be on our July show in Rockford.
Show, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, and that's where we're getting to right now.
Yes, sir.
One more time. So we do have and this is going to be every Monday at Easttown.
The open mic, yes. The open mic is every Monday at 8:30 at Easttown Sports Bar in Grand Rapids. There's no price obviously to get in. We do recommend you get there a little bit early because obviously things fill up.
Yeah.
If you are a comic and want to be booked on that open mic or any of the open mics that we do in the future, because again we treat that as an audition. That's if you want to be booked on our future showcases, that's where you go. If you want to do that, you just go to our website, dementedpeach.com/comics, and there's a sign-up form there. And then whenever we have a new open mic or have openings at our open mics, we send out an email blast to let everybody know, hey, time's available.
Hell yeah. And so we have the open mics every Monday. I will be at the open mic, Demented Peach open mic at Easttown Sports Bar on the 14th.
14th, yes.
At 8:30 p.m. In Grand Rapids. And monthly showcases.
Yes. Right now, monthly showcases. Our series that we're doing right now is our summer park series called Peaches in the Parks. Peaches in the Park. So we're going to different county and city parks in the kind of the West Michigan area. So last month was our first one at the Celery Flats Park in Portage, upcoming. You said this is dropping tonight or tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay. So one coming up here in a little bit less than 10 days now. It's going to be our first one in the Grand Rapids area. Very excited about is at Johnson Park in Walker on June 17th. Tickets are $15 a piece. You can purchase them dementedpeach.com/tickets. That show we have, and I'm gonna draw a blank. I'm gonna be an asshole. But we have Matt Cook, we have Cam Honeyegger, we have Justin Chupp, and then closing it out we have Danny Redwine.
Hell yes.
Good show.
That is the 20.
That is the
June 17th.
June 17th.
June
Yes,
17th.
June
I'm sorry, okay.
17th
June
is the
17th,
Johnson
yes.
Park show.
Johnson
June
Park.
17th.
And then July 15th is the Townsend Park show, which is in Rockford, Michigan. And then our end of the series summer show is August 19th, and that's the one that's at Millennium Park that
Right.
Mike Logan's going to be headlining.
Mike Logan will
And-
be headlining.
I say, and Hunter.
Hunter will
that's
be
the one
there as
you're
well.
on.
I'll be there. And that's August 19th.
That is August 19th.
He's like, I don't even know what date it is.
No, I knew it. I knew it. That's the only reason I knew the numbers that went to that one. I was like, 9 something. There's a 9 in there.
That show is it's a little more expensive. It's $20 a ticket just because it is a bigger show. It's going to be a bigger end of summer celebration.
Right.
We do offer a military veteran discount, 20% off. I'm sorry.
Yep.
All tickets use code MilvetPeach for when you check out.
And the promo code. And also, I fucked up. And in my head, as I was like, yeah, no, this is tomorrow morning. No, this one's coming out next week. But
That's all right.
there will still be time to get the tickets. So
Right.
that's why I had to
Yes,
reiterate the 17th. June 17th show.
Yes.
It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday
Yep,
night,
yep.
and tickets do have to be purchased in advance. We're not
Yes.
selling them at the door or anything like that.
Which I enjoy nowadays, but I see the I see the issues with it from a consumer standpoint, because also as a consumer of other things, I don't like to buy tickets ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'd much rather just get them at the door. But
Sure.
also having missed out on so many great shows because I'm an idiot. I went to see Greg Fitzsimmons the last time he came to the Bob.
Yeah.
And I am a dumbass. So I didn't get to see Greg Fitzsimmons. I got to see the door of the show and then them say, we don't have any more tickets. So yeah, get your tickets in advance. All
we
that
did,
to
and
say.
we did sell out the last show, so we
Yes.
really do recommend buying them.
Yeah, the last show sold out. The good news with the last show is that because of the way things worked out with the Portage Parks people, we were able to move to a different location that allowed us to expand the amount of tickets.
Nice.
So after we sold out, we were able to add more tickets there.
More to that.
We don't have that option with Johnson
Or Townsend.
or Townsend, really.
Yeah.
So get your tickets as soon as possible if you want to check those shows out.
Please.
It's gonna be a great time. Third Thursday of the month, June, July, and August now.
Oh yeah, third Thursday. That's a great alliteration and easy to remember.
Exactly.
Because of that fact. So dementedpeach.com
Yeah.
and on Instagram, at least not Twitter, right?
No Twitter, just Instagram and Facebook, and it's Demented Peach Productions for Instagram, and then I think it's just Demented Peach for Facebook.
Right. Awesome. So follow them on Instagram at Demented Peach Productions. Go to their website. They will all be in the description and hopefully some on the screen. DementedPeach.com, Demented Peach Productions. John Batch, Demitria,
Thank you so
soon to be Batch. Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
This
This
is
has
a
been
blast.
a blast, a wonderful time. Seriously.
Thank you so much. You guys can follow them at Demented Peach Productions. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @the_Hunter Miles. And you can follow the show at Where's This Going Pod on Instagram and on Twitter at Where's This Go Po. Send us an email. Where's This Going Pod at gmail.com. Thank you. Deuces.